Good morning, people. Right, we're going to look at this together. We're having a little look at the PlayStation. What's going on with PlayStation today? Because people are just getting conned. I don't like it. I don't like what PlayStation's actually doing. And I'm just here to show you what's going on now with the PS6. It's funny how quick they've announced the PS6, don't you think? They've hardly made games for the PS5. But yeah, the PS6 is here, and let's see what they got to say about it. And I would say to people, I'll just say this now. I would say to people that they don't invest, because listen, you are being robbed, all out robbed. You don't own nothing, not a damn thing. Think about this. You be putting in hundreds of pounds, dollars, you understand, to buy games which you do not own and which can get deleted at any time. So you're just renting a game, you're playing full whack. 100 GTA is about to drop. £100 you're paying for GTA to have the whole thing, right? And that can get, if Rockstar decides like it's not doing well enough, they can just cancel it, delete it, and we don't own it. Any other game as well, videos. Yeah, it's that serious, it's that real. So people need to use their brain. And I know, yeah, we're walking into a digital future, right? And they said that this change is bound to happen. But the point is this, you need to actually pay attention. You understand? You don't own nothing. They can remove what you so-called pay all this money for, even though you don't own it. So what, like, there's no, what is really going on? Hmm? Think about it. People are just getting robbed, and people are saying, yeah, we're walking into this digital world anyway, so it has to go that way. But at the same time, if we're going into a digital world, then you have to figure out a way that we get to own our things without nobody taking it away and stuff like that. And if you can't figure that out, then this ain't the future. All right, we want to own our stuff. We want to own it. Like you own anything else you pay for.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Scott, host of YouTube channels Game Closet and Dr. Scott's Retro Empire. I was very pleased when Sony reached out to me, as a fan of PlayStation, to do the product keynote for the brand new PlayStation 6. I was honored by the request, and I mean,
I like the way he says all that, because really, Sony offered him some money to do it. Because anybody that really sticks up and talks for Sony is going to get backlash.
who wouldn't be? Sony looked for the perfect venue so we could present the PlayStation 6 with style. They looked the world over, and then they thought, there is only one place that would actually make this kind of presentation shine, and hopefully the product itself will shine as much as the venue Sony chose to present it in. Sony begged the amazing folks at Apple to let us use the Steve Jobs Theater for a whole 1 hour just so we could show this to you. And after a few security checks and a few cavity searches, they let us in the building. Now, Sony would like to be clear. Apple had nothing to do with the design, the thought process, or any ideas behind the new PlayStation 6. And as a matter of fact, Apple made Sony sign a contract to make sure that you were perfectly aware that Apple had nothing to do with the ideas or creation of the PlayStation 6.
That's weird. Why would Apple make Sony sign a contract to make sure that Sony told us that Apple had nothing to do with it? Don't that sound like a disaster waiting to happen? So Apple's like, well, we ain't having nothing to do with this. Nope. You better put us in a contract and make sure you tell everybody we have nothing to do with this. We don't want nothing to do with it. It sounds like they had something to do with it, but they're making sure that people know that they didn't have anything to do with it. Why would you ask Sony to put you in a contract to make sure you tell the people we have nothing to do with it?
Now here's the thing, I'm seeing this for the very first time just like you are. I really wanted to preview the console, but Sony said to me, hey, we're Sony. You are a fan of PlayStation. When have we ever done gamers wrong? And you know what? I said, fair point. Let's do this sight unseen. I was very leery about the rumors that Sony wasn't going to have physical media, and my hope was that those rumors would be reversed. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the brand new PlayStation 6. The PlayStation 6 features Sony's new custom processor with 500 teraflops of GPU performance. For those keeping track, that's roughly 30 times more powerful than the PS5 Pro. The ray tracing capabilities are so advanced.
May I remind everybody that, you know, a lot of games today still don't have voice, what's the word for it? Voice commentary. Right, voice audio, voice commentary. Not a lot of games you still have to read. We're in 2026, right? And a lot of games don't even have voice commentary. You have to read at the bottom or whatever, right? And they're trying to charge games so much. Can you imagine all the faults that are in games still today, right? But they're charging so much. It's crazy. It's crazy to even, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Why am I going to buy a computer that costs $1,000? Oh, well, you're going to find out it costs less than $1,000 in a minute. And I don't believe this story. I think they're going to change it. But anyway, why? Yeah, let's just carry on.
Advanced. The PlayStation 6 does ray tracing in its sleep. As a matter of fact, it's so advanced, it does ray tracing in your sleep. Yes, it actually reaches into your brain and pre-plants ray tracing directly into your subconscious.
Now, I don't like this talk. After everything we've been through with the whole COVID and stuff, and finding out that they're putting bits of metal into our bodies and stuff, and it's so it can control us and all sorts of things. You find out they're putting these whatever them words are. You know what I'm trying to say? All these things inside us to try and connect to us, and for we can operate things like these new gadgets they want to tie us to, so they can put the chip in us, all these things. And now he just turned around and said that the PlayStation will connect to our brains. It just makes me, I don't like this world that we're walking into, you know. I don't want this digital world. I never asked for digital world. Do you understand? People are still like, you know, training the old world. People are still like trying to live up to the old world, shall we say, instead of this new world you're bringing in with all these new problems. Do you understand? Just like I said, there's no audio in games, but yet you want to charge full whack. Like you've perfected games. Like games are perfected. Games are whack. Games today are whack. The storylines are whack. The only thing you're doing is good graphics. It's like the movies are whack too. You messed up the movies, you've messed up the game, you've messed up the people with COVIDs and stuff. You're just messing up. Everything's a mess up, but you want to charge full whack. You go to the stores these days and it's full whack. You're paying more for less. You're getting a little bit in the bag and you're paying more. You understand? It's like the games. You pay more for less. The game quality as graphics is okay. Storylines are crap. Games ain't even replayable these days, but you're playing full whack.
I am William Wallace, and I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men, and free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight?
Fight against that? No! We will run!
And we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
what this world has done, it's done a 360 on us, and it's making us pay more and we get less. And some people are more financially wealthier than others and don't care. And it's these people that are messing it up for everybody else, because there's more people that are poor and stuff like that in the world than there are rich. So all you people jumping up saying, oh, we don't care, blah, 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 ready for the digital world. But think about the rest. Get me? Because the people that are poor don't give a fuck about you, because you're living up there and doing your thing, not giving a fuck about the people that are poor. So why should the people that are poor give a fuck about you? Do you understand? Game is supposed to be fun for kids, families, you know, timeouts, you get me? Get home early from work, holidays, whatever you want to call it, rest times, your time, happy hour. And you've made it. You've made gaming almost seem like a chore.
Wow. Eat your heart out, Freddy Krueger. Gamers and the gaming industry alike have been terrified that the PlayStation 6 would be a discless system. Let me be the first to tell you that that rumor is absolutely true. But because of the PlayStation 6's revolutionary new wireless technology, you can still use your discs. Simply place any PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or for some reason, Sega Saturn discs within 50 feet of the console, and it will read straight through the air. No drive needed, no laser, just pure wireless witchcraft. And of course, what is witchcraft?
Witchcraft. I don't like where this is going, you know. Witchcraft. What connects to witchcraft? Hollywood. You know, what connects to Hollywood? You know, Walt Disney and stuff like that. You know, dark magic. They prey on kids. Witchcraft, gaming, kids, witchcraft, Hollywood. This guy has done a bad job for me, and as in for selling this PlayStation 6. You know, he's done a bad job. He's done a bad job.
But they'll never take our freedom!
Well, that's if you know what I know, that is. A lot of you won't even get what I mean by that. You just think I'm talking silly, but that's fine. You just got to realize what kind of world we're living in today. See all the demonic stuff that's going on, and then apply what he just said.
It's magic. And that's why Sony named this system Pure Magic System, or PMS for short. Even Hermione Granger would love this feature on
PMS. I never heard that before. And you got PMS? I think I got PMS. I'm sure I heard that in the movie. She's got PMS. Or he's got PMS. Whatever, let's carry on.
her moodiest of days. Now, I've been informed that Sony is not making controllers anymore, which is kind of a shock to me because Sony's controllers have always been industry leading. So now you can use whatever you want. Let's say you bought an Atari game on your PlayStation 6. Use an Atari controller. Let's say you bought an Xbox game. Use an Xbox controller.
So the PlayStation 6 is coming out and Sony's saying they're not making controllers anymore. What? Wait there. Let's start again. You're coming out with a new console and they're not making any more control pads for the console, and we have to use old ones. Is that what you're saying, or have I just got that completely wrong?
Did you buy a Sega Genesis game? Well, you can use a Genesis controller. And here's the best part. Even though all of this is wireless, you can still use your wired controllers too, because it magically detects your wired controller and connects anyway. That's the beauty of the PMS system. Well, you might need a dongle, but Sony hasn't decided that yet. Sony definitely heard your complaints about what the PlayStation 5 looked like. Some people compared it to a building in Taipei. Others said it looked like a Wi-Fi router. And honestly, they heard us. They heard every single complaint. So Sony decided to go back to what made the PlayStation 1.
They heard every complaint, but not the complaint that we That we want to own our own versions of games. We want to keep our games. We don't want them to get deleted. They never heard them complaints. They went silent. They're still silent on the issue right now as we speak. They haven't said nothing. People are saying they might say something in a week or two, but they're being silent because they're hoping the Windrush just blows over. So they're sticking to the fact of robbing people. They want to rob you, and that's a fact. Every game you purchase, no, you don't even purchase. You basically hire in the game for it to be removed at any time. People are stupid, and I don't care how wealthy you think you are, you're still stupid. When you buy things, you like to own it, right? Well, you're not owning it. Think about that. Or you're buying it for them to take away from you, sell it, or get rid of at any moment. They do say people with money are stupid, don't they?
And the PlayStation 2 so iconic. Classic, sleek, minimalist designs. Something that doesn't stick out like a sore thumb in your living room. Of course, over the last 30 years, the more technologically advanced gaming consoles have gotten, the more expensive they've become. But Sony has decided to break that cycle when it comes to the rising cost of gaming. They've brought the prices back down to the late 80s pricing structure.
Now, I don't believe this because not but 2 days ago, and it's been said, a day ago, the PlayStation 6 was going for £1,000, just under 1,000, or it's going to reach to like 1,200. People are saying from 1,000. I heard it got to 1,200. No. Think about the other console. I'm thinking about that Steam console. Anyway, yeah, £1,000 it's supposed to reach to. Do you understand? £1,000. And now they're turning around and saying,
brand new PlayStation 6 will cost you just $99.
I don't believe this. I don't believe it. How can a console that was supposed to be 1,000, like just lose 900? Now it's starting to make sense why Apple pulled out and said, listen, make sure you put a contract out and say, yo, we got nothing to do with this. Something's going on. It's supposed to be 1,000. Now the so-called dropped it to 100. A new PlayStation 6. All the computers, the PlayStation before that was much, much higher. Why is this 99? Why? Is it because we don't own nothing? Every game that you're buying, it's like basically you go into an arcade. When we used to go arcade back in the day and you put money in the machine. Yeah, but you go into an arcade, you put in all this money in the machine. You don't get to take the arcade home with you. The arcade stands there though. But like the most that can happen is your name will get saved on some database on a game to say you've completed it or a high ranking. That's it.
Really? $99? The PS6 is only $99?
Stupid juice. Stupid juice. Stupid juice. Stupid juice. Stupid juice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first I'm hearing of this. I can't believe it myself. There were parts of this presentation I wasn't privy to, and now I'm so excited. $99? This thing is going to be in every single home in America, Canada, England, Japan, China. I can't imagine a home on God's green earth that won't have a PlayStation 6 in it because of this amazingly affordable price point. Oh my gosh. So without any further ado, I am so proud and so excited to reveal to you, and this is my first time seeing it as well, the brand new, extremely affordable PlayStation 6. Wait, is this it? It's a Chromecast. Come on. Am I being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher here? Come on, what's going on? All right, let me see the real PlayStation 6. It's really a f***ing hockey puck with an HDMI rat's tail? You gotta be kidding me. I flew all the way out here to the Steve Jobs Theater.
I don't know what's going on right now. I really don't know what's going on right now.
That was great. But then Sony treated me to lunch at the Jack in the Box, and I wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger, but they didn't want to spend the extra $4 even though I had coupons. And now you're showing me this PS hockey puck? Give me a f***ing break. Hell, no wonder Metal Jesus and Scott the Woz turned this gig down. Sony, you can keep the lousy $50. And thanks for ruining my career.
I don't know what just happened. We just watched this together in real time. I pressed play on it and it looked interesting. I stopped and I hit the record and we've just been rocking together. Yeah, well, I'm kind of happy then, I guess. I'm kind of happy that this guy wasn't trying to con people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so we're back at square one. And square one means that PlayStation are standing 10 toes down on their decision, just being quiet. They ain't saying nothing. You know, people are waiting for a response, but they ain't saying nothing at all. Hopefully in a week or so, they're going to hear something from PlayStation. But that's about it. Other than that, yeah, it is what it is. Don't get conned, people. A lot of people are actually leaving, boycotting PlayStation as we speak. A lot, you know. They're finding other alternatives around this. PlayStation looking like it might be hacked soon, you know. So like, you know, another way of playing games on it and stuff like that. So it's a bit crazy out here. I kind of feel sorry for PlayStation. I'm kind of annoyed at PlayStation because, you know, I thought they were worthy contenders. I've always rocked with them, you know. And don't get it twisted, like I buy my games mainly online. Well, when I don't play too much these days, but I would buy my games online. But the fact of the matter is they took away the option of keeping the game, going out and buying it and holding it and keeping it yourself, putting a copy down for your son or something. They've took that option away. Do you understand? And that's where I got a problem. And plus, the most important part of it all is you don't own nothing. You don't. They can remove it anytime they see fit. When they think the game ain't doing good no more, or the video, they remove it and then it gets removed out of your save files too. You don't own nothing. You're spending top dollar and you don't get nothing back. And that is what the problem is. Now, like I'm saying, and it's crazy, and everyone's starting to blame GTA for this. They're saying GTA is the reason why this happened. I don't think it is. GTA is just a game. GTA is just a game company. It's those that own the actual systems, the consoles and stuff that do this. You know, I'm not blaming it on the game. I'm not blaming it on the game at all. I'm blaming it on the companies. Hence why the companies are the ones that have gone quiet. You know, playing games with us all, waiting at the thunder, thinking that we're dumb enough just to put our hands back in our pocket and keep feeding them. And at this point, people are just a bunch of flipping sheep. You know, if they just jump on this bandwagon and act like, okay, we submit, take our money. And it's going to go that way because it's always been that way, don't you think? It always goes that way. It's always the money side that wins the argument, and it's the money side that wants to destroy everything. So look where we are now, 2026. Movies are all messed up. Games are messed up. People are messed up. You know, we're all paying top dollar for less. I think it's time that we have a new console in the mix. We need a new people, somebody for the people. We need somebody to come along, make a console for people, to have the people in mind, you know, that will be there for the people, that won't think about greed, because if they think long term and know if they get the people on their side, just like PlayStation had the people on their side, right, then they should know they will never go broke. You know, just keep that loyalty, that love with the people, and just make games. You understand? Just make games. you know, and the people will always be right there by your side. Do you understand? So your money will be constant. Some people that want to get greedy, things like this happen to them, and you watch them fall. Shout out to all those people that work for PlayStation that lost their jobs, the game makers. Shout out to all you people that have gone on strike. Shout out to all you people. They see the truth. They've been crying out for a minute. PlayStation's in court all across the world, stuff like that. They're in trouble with a lot of things. So let's just see what happens with this whole ordeal. And yeah, I'll be in touch. Have a good day.
What will you do without freedom? Will you fight?
Fight against that? No! We will run!
And we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!